What's going on, everyone? So the Portland Trailblazers have basically packed it in and called it a season. They are 11 games out of 500. They are, 5 games out of a play-in spot. They're sitting out Damian Lillard. And once again, Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers have another losing season. In the offseason, Portland, the idea was, hey, we're going to unload everybody. We got rid of everybody. We opened up all the salary space, traded for Jimmy Grant. We're getting ready to ramp up, revamp this roster around Damian Lillard, and push for a potential championship. And they're not even going to make the play-in this year. And Damian Lillard, you can see the frustration. You can hear it. He's talking in interviews and stuff like that. You know, he's as loyal as it comes when it comes to just sticking to a team. And he's talked about how much it would mean to win a championship with Portland and how, you know, the reality of the NBA and all that stuff, right? You've heard him very openly speak and talk and be very candid about it all. But at some point, one of these sides, you'd imagine, need to just say, okay, it's time for us to move on. Whether that's Damian Lillard, which I don't think anybody, even Portland fans, would blame Damian Lillard for saying, it's time that I go, right? I don't think anybody would be upset with that. But even from a Portland Trailblazers side, right? It's like, at what point do you just say, it's time for us to rebuild? It's time for us to go a different direction. You know, I mean, Damian Lillard's still 32. So he still has, several years under his belt in which he can be a real contributing piece and have a potential to win a championship, right? So if you're Portland, at what point do you say, let's just unload everybody, let's get whatever assets we can get, and let's start the rebuild, right? Let's build around Sharp and, Simons and all our young guys, our young core. Let's get some other young pieces, do whatever we got to do. And just go to Dame and just say, hey, Dame, where do you want to go? Thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. Where do you want us to trade you? And we will trade you wherever that is. And I think that the Lakers need to do whatever it takes to go try to get Damian Lillard in the offseason. Now, this is strictly just my bias. Now, it would probably take a lot to get Damian Lillard. You wouldn't have to blow up your team to get Damian Lillard, which is good, right? Like, a lot of people want Kyrie Irving. Problem with Kyrie Irving is you got to do a sign and trade, which hard caps you. Not only do you have to do a sign and trade that hard caps you, but it's just you have to unload and get rid of so many pieces. Where for Damian Lillard, you could work out a sign and trade for D'Lo, right? Give him D'Lo, who's young, who could be a nice piece if they want to keep him and kind of build for the future. Or they could use him kind of like how Golden State did, right? Golden State took him as like a trade chip for the Kevin Durant trade and then ultimately flipped him into Andrew Wiggins and they were off to the races, right? So maybe Portland could do something like that where it's like, okay, give us Damian Lillard or we'll give you Damian Lillard, give us D'Lo for salary purposes, and then we want like a Rui Hachimura, right? Because he's still young, 24, just turned 25. Give us Rui, right? Give us like a Max Christie, and then give us both first round picks. There you go. You get a nice young 19-year-old kid. You get 2 first round picks. You get a young, sizable forward and Rui Hachimura, and you get D'Angelo Russell, who's 26, that you could use as a piece, a building block for your future, or you could even go and use him as a trade chip for some other team, right? There you go. Everybody wins. Everyone's happy. That, I think, would be something that would be great. Again, it's kind of my bias. 1, I've always wanted Damian Lillard in the purple and gold. 2, I really want to see him win a championship. 3, I really think we could win a championship with Damian Lillard. I mean, imagine having a starting 5 of like Damian Lillard, Austin Reeves or Beasley or whomever, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. Like, come on. Like, if we can't win a championship with just Damian Lillard, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, if we can't win a championship with those 3, we don't win. We don't deserve a championship. We're probably the best team in the league at that point, right? With Damian Lillard and his ability, imagine him playing off of LeBron James. Oh my man, I am getting hyped right now just even thinking about it. But I feel like if you're the Lakers, you do whatever you can to go get Damian Lillard. Because not just that, even after LeBron, you'd still have Damian Lillard and Anthony Davis as your building blocks going forward, which would be great. And you could still keep all your pieces. You could still keep everybody. It would suck to lose Rui, but you can always try to get another forward or something like that, another piece that you need. You still have Mo Bamba. You could always take like Beasley and Bamba and try to go get something else, right, to kind of retool the roster. Again, it's probably just my bias, but I would love it. And again, at what point does Damian Lillard say, okay, enough is enough? I'm only getting older. I'm already suffering injuries and injury prone, or what point does the Trailblazers just say, hey, enough is enough. Let's rebuild. Let's hit the reset button. We're going a different direction. It's not working. I mean, even the Lakers, if they really wanted to, you could even do like a blockbuster deal where maybe the Lakers get like Jeremy Grant, Damian Lillard, and like Nurkic, right? You could do something like that because they just signed Nurkic to a long-term contract. So maybe you do something like Mo Bamba, Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, and Max Christie, something like that. And you go and bring in all those guys, right? Or if you have to throw in Beasley, you throw in Beasley, whatever it takes for salaries. Again, just throwing this out there. I wouldn't even mind that. And then at that point, imagine if you have a starting five of like, Damian Lillard, you could have LeBron play point. So you could even go like LeBron, Lillard, go Jeremy Grant, Vanderbilt, and Anthony Davis, or go Anthony Davis and Nurkic at the center with Grant at the three, and then have Vanderbilt off the bench. Like that might even be even better. Like, hey, we'll take your three long-term guys, we'll give you the younger guys, the younger pieces, and just make it work. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is something that I would just absolutely love. And we'll dive into this more in the offseason when it becomes a possibility. But another competition is the Knicks, right? You're already hearing words about the Knicks maybe potentially looking to try to acquire Damian Lillard. And the Knicks could put together a incredible package if they wanted to. I mean, they got a ton of draft picks. They could give up like an RJ Barrett, stuff like that. But one, what does Damian Lillard want? Because I really do think Portland, even if he wants to go to Lakers, I think that they would do right by him and say, hey, we'll send you to the Lakers. Although it is a business, and if the Knicks offer the best package, do you say no to that, or do you take it? I think that you can make the argument that they would take it. But, the Knicks, if that is something that they would want to do, okay, I guess. But does it really make sense? Right? Like, yeah, Damian Lillard would make the Knicks better, but like defensively, they'd be terrible. I mean, and would a front court of like Brunson and Lillard even work? That's a real question, and I'm sure that's something that Damian Lillard would be asking. Just a thought, though, but I had to mention it because he is already, you're already hearing word about the Knicks potentially going after him, or people think that they should go after him. At the end of the day, look, if you're the Lakers, you at least got to pick up the phone. You got to at least try to have a conversation. Like, hey, if I'm LeBron, I'm calling Lillard and being like, come on, dude, let's go. Especially if the Lakers have, like, not even if they win the championship, if we could just have like a decent playoff run, right? Like, let's say we win the first round, right? Like, let's say we play Memphis, we beat Memphis in the first round, and we end up playing whomever. Let's say we play like the Suns or whatever, or Denver, right? Whatever, right? Let's say Denver. Let's say we play Denver and we lose in like a tough 6, or even better, a 7, right? If you're LeBron James, I would hit up Damian Lillard and be like, look, Anthony Davis, and this core just went 6-7 games, won the first round, went 6 or 7 games with the best team in the West, and we had no time to build real chemistry or anything like that. We played, couple handful of games together, right? We basically swapped D'Lo with you, and what do you think we could do? Do you think you don't think we can win an NBA championship? You don't think me, Davis, you, Vanderbilt, Beasley, Austin Reeves, Mo Bamba, like, whoever else you sign in the offseason, maybe you keep Schroeder, whatever. However you want to, whatever you want to do. You don't think Damian Lillard wouldn't look at that and go, you know what? Like, we probably would win. We probably would win a chip, right? And it's like, hey, man, like, I know you want to win a chip in Portland, but, you're not even making the play-in. They're sitting you the last, 10 games every year. Like, don't you get sick of it? Don't you want to be playing in, May, June, right? Like, let's go. I think you got to, LeBron's at least got to be in Damian Lillard's ear. And if you're Rob Pelinka, you got to pick up that phone, and look, I love Max Christie. I really think he has potential to be an absolute stud. But if you can go get Damian Lillard, you go get Damian Lillard. I would even trade Austin Reeves. Like, if the asking price was like Max Christie, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura plus D'Angelo Russell and both firsts, all right, here you go. No questions asked for me. Because again, just Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, those three alone should be enough to win you multiple championships, right? And on top of that, even if you traded Reeves, Christie, Rui, and D'Lo, you'd still have Jared Vanderbilt, you'd still have Mo Bamba, you'd still have, Beasley, you'd still have all these pieces that you need. You could keep Troy Brown, you'd still have your taxpayer mid-level, you'd still have your biannual. You could always take Mo Bamba, and, Davon Reed is on a non-guaranteed next year. So Lakers would still have like $30 million in tradable salary. Maybe you could go and take on some pieces or something like that if you find the right deal. At that point, you don't need any like superstars. You just need kind of role guys, like grit and grind guys, right? Because you're going to have more than enough scoring between Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. So you're not going to have to worry about scoring. You're just looking for like defenders. Bring back like a Stanley Johnson, right? Like, you could you could go big if you wanted to. Like I said, have LeBron be the 1, Johnson at the 3, Vando at the 4, like whatever. You can figure it out and make it work. If you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Damian Lillard on top of still keeping Jared Vanderbilt, yeah, you do whatever you have to, right? Like, if they want Austin Reeves, if they want Max Christie, it would suck to see them go. But you're talking about Damian Lillard here. Like, I would do that. He's one of the few people I would. Like, I love the idea of Kyrie coming, right? And we could do it without having to blow up our core in a sign and trade. But, like, I wouldn't want to trade Austin Reeves for him. I would do it for Damian Lillard. I mean, you're talking Dame time. You're talking Mr. Killer himself. Let's get it. Like, I am all for it. If you can make this big three a real thing, you do whatever it takes to make it happen. And again, this is just kind of me, maybe kind of speaking it into existence, kind of having the log and the record now. So that way, if it does happen in the offseason, I can go, hey, remember in March when I was like, hey, we should go after Damian Lillard? It's just something that I just wanted to talk about, because Portland's packed it in. Portland's done. Dame's not playing no more. You're seeing all the interviews, seeing all the conversations. The Lakers, a lot of questions about the Lakers. What's going to happen? Are they going to make the play-in? If they do, are they going to have a playoff run? Do they win a championship? Especially if the Lakers win the championship. If the Lakers win the championship, then you have even more of an incentive to hit up Dame and be like, yo, we just won the chip. Wouldn't you? I would love to go back to back. Wouldn't you love to win your first chip? Let's do it. Like, whatever you have to do, whatever you have to say, whatever you have to give up. I wouldn't want to trade like the entire team. You got to keep Vanderbilt, in my opinion, right? And yes, I understand you can make the argument like if Vanderbilt's the difference, you trade him, but you need that wing defender. You just do, right? As long as you have Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis, you're going to have a top defense. So you get that, you are going to have the number 1 offense, and you're the best team in the league, right? So you have to keep Vanderbilt. Whatever else they want, you give it up. Whatever else. If they want you to take Nurkic, you take Nurkic, right? Like I said, you give up Mo Bamba and Beasley and whatever you have to do to go get it, right? If they're like, we'll trade you Damian Lillard, but we want you to take Nurkic and whatever other salary dump, cool. Let's do that. Sign me up, right? Whatever it takes. You give up Christie, you give up both first, you give up Rui, you give up Austin Reeves if you have to. Whatever you got to do, you make it happen. But go get Damian Lillard. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you want it to happen? Think it'll happen? Do you hope that it happens? Do you not want it to happen? Are you somebody that's like, nah, I'd rather stick with D'Lo and the core that we got? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below.